Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and in this video we are making a set of nesting baskets in rainbow colors. So I have designed these to fit together and to be flush, well, flusher than what you see here, because I only put them together really quickly after I finished taking pictures of them in the park. So let's get started. So for these nesting baskets, you will need these colors here. There is a video that came out a couple of weeks ago talking about my rainbow colors, so do please go and have a look at that to find out exactly what colors they are. So we're talking about Richard of York gave battle in vain. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet, and it's lipstick, spice, citron, grass green, aster, lobelia and violet. Okay, now to make these baskets I've used acrylic yarn, so this is Special DK by Starcraft, and I have doubled it up. So I have used for each basket I am using 2 strands, so I rolled a bit of acrylic, a bit of wool onto a ball, and then used the strand coming off the ball and coming off the original ball as well. And I have done rounds of increasing. Now I am going to make a basket together with you, the blue one, but I have obviously already done all the other bases, because I thought, I can't do them all in one video obviously, but what I just wanted to say was the following: you have to do quite a lot of increasing. So the biggest basket is 12 rounds of increasing. The smallest basket here is 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I will explain to you how to do the blue basket here, but even so it would be useful if you went and looked and watched my video on how to do your increases for a flat circle, and that will tell you exactly how many increases, how many stitches you have to do in between your double stitches. That video is using double crochets, so not the single crochets that I'm using here, but you are watching it to find out the increase ratio. And I have a little trick to remember the increase ratio, and that's the tail of the scary stitches. So go and watch that video, find out how to do your increases, because I'm only going to show in this video, I'm only going to show you how to do this color nesting basket here. So you can reduce your rounds and you can also increase your rounds. I will tell you in the description bar below how many rounds you have to do for each color. So it will be all there, but you have to find out how many increases and how to work your increases from that other video there. Okay, so now one more thing before we get started. I was going to say let's get started, but that's a little bit early, because yes, I am using 2 strands of acrylic. Why? This will make the basket a little bit more sturdy, okay? And what you will also need for your, let me get it out, is a slightly bigger hook. Now, I always have to go down a size, so I found that working with the 2 strands, I needed a 4. Is it going to? It's not going to go on to it, is it? I needed a 4, so I can imagine that you might need a 4.5 or a 5 for the 2 strands, okay? Although single strand is prescribed as a 4, for 2 strands together you will need a slightly bigger hook, okay? So I usually use a 3.5, so now I've gone up to a 4. So I think I've said everything that you need to know. As I said, there's quite a few other videos linked to this video, so do go and have a look in the description bar below, and do come back when you're ready to do this colour here, and that will set you off for the rest of all the other baskets colours. Right, exciting. So I have all the bases ready made here, apart from the blue one. So the red one is 12 rounds of double-stranded single crochet with 12 rounds of increases. Then we are looking at here the orange one, and as you can see it's just smaller than the red one. So this is 11 increase rounds. Then we have here the yellow, which again has that little edge. This is 10 increase rounds. So then we have the green, and that is 9 increase rounds. Then we should have the blue, which we are going to make in a moment, and that's 8 increase rounds. Then we have the indigo, which has fluff on it. And that has 7 increase rounds. And then here we have violet, and that has 6 increase rounds. Okay, so these are the bases for my nesting baskets, and I will be continuing the sides in a moment, but first of all let's make the base of the blue one here. So I think it's a good idea if you make your bases first, because then you can already see that they are going to fit into one another. Right, so let me just put this to the side, if I can manage that all in one go. And I have used 2 strands to make them a little bit more sturdy. So I have just rolled an amount. I don't know whether it's enough. If it's not enough, I'll just have to roll off a bit more. Okay, so let's get started with our magic circle. I have the end of my yarn here in my hand. I do a cross over my fingers like so. Now I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go under these 2 here. Then I pick up that back strand there, bring it to the front, turn it again, go back to that back strand and pull it through. Now I'm not going to say pick up 2 strands each time. I am just going to consider that these 2 strands together are just one strand, okay? So now that we have our magic circle, we are going to start doing our single crochets into the circle, and you are going to work over all these strands here. So you are going to go into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Now it might sound funny that I'm saying 2 loops on your hook while there's actually 4 loops, but I am considering those 2 strands as one strand, okay? So just like you're normally working, you're just, it's thicker. You're just considering it as just the one strand, but you hold it together. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, and a 4th one and a 5th one of the single crochets. So you now have 5 V's on top of your work. You are going to pull your magic circle to a close, and in the 5th, so again you now have to make sure you pick up 4 strands, okay? It looks like 2, but there are actually 4 strands there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, under the 5th V. Let me just get my working yarn again. You're going to go under there, and then you pull through the yarn to do a slip stitch. You now have 6 V's going round the edge of your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we are going to do chain 1. We are going to forget about that chain until we get to the end here. And we are going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So like I said just now, make sure you pick up, I mean, obviously you can't see the other 2 strands, they are there. But if you weren't to look, if you don't pick them up, they'll be sort of, they might come out or look, if I just pick up here, then there's a little strand left there. So I've picked up 3 strands now. So yeah, try to make sure that you are going deep enough to pick up the 2 strands that make up your 1 strand. Confusing? No. Okay, so make sure you're picking up all the V's that you need. And you are going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So we started with 6 V's going around the edge of our work. We are now going to do 2 stitches in each stitch around, so that means we are going to end up with 12 V's. So here I've come to that last stitch. There is that chain coming out. That chain is going to count as my last single crochet. Although we did the chain as first, it is going to count as my last single crochet. I am now going to go into the V of that first single crochet that we did, and we do a slip stitch. That slip stitch then is going to be the top of our chain that we did there, which is the last, which we consider as being the last single crochet of our round. So we now have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 V's going around our work. We are going to chain up. We are going to do round 3. So again, an increase round. So the first, so really find the first V, the one that you did your your slip stitch under. Yeah, you go in there again, picking up all the V's, and you do 1 single crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochets. In the next stitch, you do 1, and in the next stitch, you do 2. So your increase ratio this time is 1, 2, 1, 2, until the end of the round, and I will meet you there. I have now done that single crochet into that last stitch. There's that chain coming out of, that's considered as our last single crochet. Here, that V, we are picking that one up, and we are doing a slip stitch in there, and that creates the top of that chain and turns it into a proper stitch. Now we have 18 stitches, so we went from 6 to 12 to 18. We are doing another increase round, so we are doing our 4th round, chain 1. Into the first stitch you do a single crochet, into the next stitch you do a single crochet, and in the next stitch you do 2 single crochets. Okay, so this time the increase ratio, because we forget about this chain for now, is 1, 1, 2. So that's how you'll continue: 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. I will see you at the end of the round. Once again, I am ready for that last single crochet here into that last stitch. We've got that chain there, which counts as our last single crochet. I do a slip stitch in the chain just past that first or that last chain, and we have finished our round. We now have 24 stitches. Chain up, and we start the 5th round. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochets. There we go, and that's our increase rate this time. If you want to know more about these increase rates, do go and have a look at that video. It's very handy, so it's linked in the description bar below. I will see you at the end of your round. Once again, I've made it to the end of the round. I've done that first single crochet in with the chain, finding that V to go under for the slip stitch, and closing my round. I now have 30 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, and we have 30 stitches. Let's do round 6. Again, chain up, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. So we do 4 single crochets, then we do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then 2. I'll see you at the end of the round. I'm at the end of the round again, skipping that chain, going into that next V, doing my slip stitch. There we go. Okay, I now have 36 stitches. Round 7, chain 1, and we do the same thing again. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so that's 5 single crochets in a row, and then we do 2. 1, 2. Okay, so this time your ratio is 5 single crochets, then 2. I will see you at the end of this round, and then there's only one more to go. Okay, for this blue one, in any case, the other ones, there's a lot more to do, so get ready. Okay. Okay, I've done the last stitch here, skipping that chain again, and again doing my slip stitch, and I now have 42 stitches. Okay, round 8, and that will bring us to the end of this base here. Okay, so first stitch single crochet, second stitch single crochet, third stitch single crochet, fourth stitch single crochet, sixth stitch single crochet. Oh no, that's, did I skip one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 single crochets. Okay, and then you do 2. 1, 2. Sorry about the silly counting earlier. Okay, yeah, 2, 4, 6 single crochets, and then 2 in the next stitch. I will see you at the end of the round. I'm now doing my last slip stitch, and I'm closing up my round. Here we are. This is the base with 8 increase rounds, and I now have 48 stitches. So if I bring back all the other bases, I should be able to put this in between. There we go. See, there we are. So now I am going to have to start doing the sides, and as you can imagine, the sides are going to be different for each one as well, because I want them all to finish flush. So I will be back when I have done those, apart from, of course, the blue one, because that's the one I'm doing together with you. Now, there's lots of more information about the stitches and about the sides underneath this video. This is going to be the base video, and I will see you in the next video for the sides. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later on. Bye!